8radio.com.
I'm Scott Hislop, and you are watching BNN, the Bully News Network. If he came home one day when he's older and you found out he was being bullied, what would you do?
How do we as parents empower our children?
That's where the parents also need to step in.
Do you know what a bystander is?
They don't know that it's not the right thing to do.
What would you recommend to stop bullies?
I would try to tell the schools to pay more attention.
When someone messes with my best friend.
I mean, it was just something that I felt like I should deal with on my own.
Anyone who's ever told me I need a nose job.
Hi, I'm Scott Hislop, and you are watching BNN, the Bully News Network. If you are of a certain age, like me, then you remember what it was like pre-cell phone. You remember your life and the way it operated without an email account. If you are of a certain age demographic, Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and Instagram, they were just words and they certainly didn't belong together. Life was a little simpler then, and dare I say it, bullying was a little more cut and dry. Now, with the advent of all of these social media platforms, them being at a one-finger click away, bullying has been taken to new levels. I know that our youth knows no different. They've grown up with all of these toys and gadgets and accessibilities. But I gotta say, I'm grateful I went through what I did when I did so that this extra layer of public humiliation wasn't a part of my equation. But that is our world today. According to bullyingstatistics.org, 50% of all youth have reported being bullied online. 50% of those report it being repeated. Also, 50% have reported being the bully themselves. Only 1 out of 10 teens tells their parents when they encountered being bullied online. Kids can escape from being physically accosted, but you cannot escape this. And the things that haunt you on this have the potential to follow you for life. Teachers and administration cannot monitor it like they do classrooms and hallways, so they're not there to be our safeguards. It is up to you, the parents. You have the ultimate power in this battle. If the thought of another parent's anguish over their child's suicide due to relentless online aggression doesn't scare you, then let this sink in. In some states, they are arresting not just the kids who perpetrate online bullying that leads to the deaths of their victims, but the parents of said attackers as well. It's important to monitor your children's feeds, to have access to their accounts, to talk to them about the dangers of posting private issues on public forums. You have to get over this idea of staying out of their personal space. Don't make the mistake of trusting your offspring won't post revealing photos for their crush, that they will tell you when another teen attacks them online, that they won't participate in the public smear campaign of another student. Don't give them an advanced handheld operating system and expect they'll respect the non-erasable and everlasting power it beholds. There is an upswing to this. The internet is capable of amazing things because people are mightily capable. I want to talk about Brandon Boynton, a 17-year-old from Indiana. He spent 9 months developing an app for mobile devices called BullyBox. At any time, from any space, a victim or bystander can report abuse happening. It is anonymous, which has been proven to be more effective for kids to report occurrences, and depending on the severity, can and will result in a phone call to the principal for expedited help. And there are dozens of apps being created by dozens of kids just like Brandon, so the pendulum does swing both ways. Go fuck yourself. No, not you, I like you. Go Fuck Yourself is the title of a song that has become a sort of anthem by kids and teens who've had it with their aggressors. People are tired of being treated like punching bags, and so have found courage from this song, from communities online who support each other, and from the privacy of their computer screens. And I say, why not? If others can find the courage to type mean and nasty things in their dark and solitary rooms, then why can't the formerly pushed around find the backbone to stand up loud and proud to fight back? We here at the BNN have a saying: be a compassionate badass. Dr. Gollin, one of the baddest bitches I know, has a heart of gold, and yet she'll cut a bully down to size. The teens you see in the opening credits aren't waiting until 3 years of therapy makes them whole enough to stand up for themselves. They're empowering themselves now, by my account, saving them years of potential neuroses. So perhaps I take back my claim of not wanting to grow up in a cyber world. Maybe, just maybe, I would have found my voice a bit sooner. So that controversial song I spoke about, the one we play every week, myself and Dr. Michelle Gollin sit down with the band whose song it is. My Crazy Girlfriend, up next.
For over 60 years, Hansen Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hansen Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansenCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hansen Carpet has got you covered. The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
Today, as our guest, Dr. Michelle and I'd like to introduce you to Benny, Maya, Cosmo, and Justin. Together, they make up the band My Crazy Girlfriend. Thank you for coming here.
Thanks. Of course.
Okay, so first off, I want to find out how you guys came together and formed My Crazy Girlfriend.
Yeah, well, we actually been working together for like 10 years on music together. We're always writing together for other artists, producing my solo project, Cosmo's solo project, and it kind of got to a point where we were all like, you know what? We weren't getting to where we wanted to be individually, and we were just kind of like, let's make our dreams come true together. All the best work always comes when we work together, so let's stop focusing on everybody else and really just buckle down and put our forces together almost.
I mean, first and foremost, we are all friends.
Yeah. Great. It's amazing.
Forgot that part. We've all been friends for a really long time.
I love that.
Since we were babies.
So tell us about your music. What is your, meaning behind some of your music?
We like to talk about our real life experiences. We love to put our humor into our songs. And we love to make every negative a positive.
I love that.
I mean, that's also how we got together, really, is we all lost everything at the same time. Like,
wow.
We got evicted from our studio, we lost jobs, literally within a 3-month span. Of everybody at the same time. So
she got fired the day we signed.
Oh my God.
Talk about losing jobs, I had 2.
Wow. That's
Lost
amazing.
my second one the day we signed.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you really know what it's like to sort of rise out of the ashes.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really hard time for us. We all had no money, we didn't have family that was supporting us, so we were all on our own, and since we are best friends, we decided to just do something that we all love and put our heads together.
Well, I know when I was exposed to your song, Go Fuck Yourself, I was so...
That's a bad word.
I know. My 10-year-old's here, don't repeat it. It went in line with everything I believed about empowerment and bullying, and the phrase for the BNN, which is be a compassionate badass. And this idea that we can stand up big and strong and against people that are hurting other people or ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. And we don't sing it in an angry or violent way.
Right.
The whole,
No.
Like I said, we like to flip things and make them into a fun, positive manner. So we flipped that negative saying and made it kind of fun.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And empowering. And I think one thing that we didn't expect, which is awesome, is that it did almost become like an empowering viral thing on Vine, to where we saw kids saying to this kid that said this to me on the playground, and they would play the tagline of the hook, and it started spreading like wildfire, which was so unexpected.
That's what I love about it. It became this anthem, and I'm sure you had no idea.
No
That's what's amazing about art. You put it out there, and you're not responsible for it anymore.
It was just cool that many people took it that same way and felt so empowered from the song to be like, you know what, this is something that means something to me. So it was really cool for us to see, especially we felt kind of weird in the beginning. We're like, we have a bunch of
parents were calling us, like, because it really took a life of its own online, and you see these
10-year-old
kids, these 14-year-olds, or these 10-year-olds being like, you don't like me? Well, baby, go fuck you. Like, we're like, oh no, we're gonna get, and then we get a call from Michelle, like, can you perform at our event? Oh.
Yeah.
So it is a good thing.
It is a good thing. Well, and I think that's what, believe me, I've gotten some criticism around using that song as an adult, but this is what I say to people. If you don't think your child uses language like that when they're in high school, then I don't know what deluded world you live in.
Absolutely.
So I think it's about, my whole feeling as a psychologist is really about being real.
Yes, and it's the way you're saying it.
Absolutely.
It's that whole thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Intention is everything.
It's not what you say, it's the way you say it, as my mom used to tell me.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, because we're sort of on that social media in that area. I'm sure you guys as a band have your Facebook and your Twitter accounts, and probably individuals as well, Instagram. What's your experience with that sort of backlash that comes just because people just want to be nasty and mean?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, every time you put yourself out there, you do something different, whether it's in life or as an artist.
Right.
You're always going to get negative comments. That's just always what's going to happen. So of course that comes with the territory, but for every one negative one, we have 100 positive,
Right.
you know? So we try not to pay attention and focus on it. Of course, like, it'll hurt, of course, if something's mean. I mean, all of
we're all
us will
so
be affected
sensitive
by
anyways,
it.
but
Yeah.
Well, you're creative artists. That's like,
Exactly. But you know, you have to just, sometimes I don't even go on YouTube and look at the comments, because if you do, it can like ruin your whole day. So,
Oh, I bet.
You just have to.
And I think so much of it also, to understand, like, we were all bullied growing up also, but the people in the place where it's coming from, it comes from an insecure place of them. They're not doing it because they are like so tough and because they know everything.
Right.
Because it's a lot easier to do when you're sitting behind a cell phone or behind a computer.
And we also say that same amount of energy takes more than loving something. If you hate a certain food, you're not going to keep, like, I hate Big Macs. I'm not going to keep going eating Big Macs.
Right, or yelling at McDonald's for their Big
complaining
Macs.
how bad they are.
Yeah, exactly. That makes no sense.
And it's like stuff, even like on YouTube, and it almost amazes me to see people like leaving negative comments. So you'll take 5 minutes out of your day, you'll sign into YouTube just to leave a negative. That takes energy.
I've never done that. We always talk about, we've literally never, I've never left a positive or a negative comment on YouTube. It takes too much time.
Right.
For me.
So that actually.
Your phone number.
Right. Well, and exactly. I think it's like you've said. It's like how do we turn these negatives into positives? And it takes so much energy to be negative that why not have a positive thing come out?
Yeah, like
instead.
have you ever just seen something like, I don't like this, I'll just move on? But to be like, I really don't like this person. This person really bothers me. I need to that takes a lot of energy where it's positive.
Right.
It's like
you're paying attention.
Yeah.
Exactly. People who online bully, they want attention, they want a reaction.
Right.
And that's what we do. We don't really choose to respond to the negative because that's what they want. They're sitting there like, ha ha ha, I'm not gonna say love this, love this. And the one person who's like, ha ha, you're all ugly and I hate you. That's when everyone starts responding to that person. So they feel big for the day. And,
And I think what's important and what we're going to talk about too up next is hearing what your stories are around bullying and what you experienced and in growing up and maybe some advice. So
hold that thought. We'll be right back.
Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or a flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural.
And organic.
But strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice. And we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
InRavio.com wants you. InRavio provides the best in TV, film, post-production, and so much more. And we're growing. Right now, we're looking for a team of pros that can join us. So what are you waiting for? We need show hosts, production crew, marketing gurus, sales experts, audio engineers, lighting, visual effects, and camera crews. We want you. Go to InRavio.com/join the team.
Hi, welcome back. I'm here with Dr. Michelle Golland and the band My Crazy Girlfriend. So we were talking, we touched a little bit about personal experiences with bullying. I'd love to hear some, because they'd love to hear some, because it helps.
Yeah, I think absolutely, especially growing up and being, I think, different also makes you a target for potential people that want to bully. I mean, I know growing up, I was bullied for being biracial, I was chubby when I was younger, which led to me being like a weird vegetarian when I was 12 to lose weight. I've only been in one fight my whole life, and it was because of being bullied. We used to get bullied because our mother had cancer and like talked weird and stuff like that. But I think also, again, taking a negative into a positive, wanting to stand out and like being different. Like, I think nowadays it's hard because you think being different maybe when you're younger is like a bad thing because they make you feel like it is. Yeah. But that's what makes you so special.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think that's what led to me wanting like my outlet to be art and creativity and stuff like that, like taking that and, you know, garnering that. And I think what makes even our band so special is the fact that we are like different. Maybe we may have been the outcast when we were younger, but like that's what makes us who we are today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. What was your story of being bullied?
I mean, I was an only child until I was 11, so I was like really weird. I was always alone. I filmed myself on camera and would just make up crazy. I was just weird. I
you have puppets. To see the video.
I think it's really cool.
It's like her by herself, like singing in rooms.
Didn't have that many friends.
But, except your puppets. Your puppets were your friends.
My puppets are still my best friends. I got bullied for being like weird, and then I also got bullied for being skinny, which is weird. I remember in 5th grade, everyone would call me anorexic, which is like what I so am not. And
quite the opposite.
Yeah, she probably is.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember the teacher actually did help me in this situation where I pulled her aside and told her I was getting really overwhelming. And everybody wrote me a letter like apologizing to me.
Wow.
Which really
what a great teacher.
Yeah, absolutely.
A shout out to that teacher.
Yeah, exactly. Mrs. Januzzi, St. Monica's.
Seriously, that's great.
That really helped me. And I didn't have too many experiences with bullying as a child, but now I have it a lot.
As a celebrity and a singer,
I mean,
right?
Sure, but I did background vocals and I wrote for Britney Spears, who was like my childhood idol and was like the biggest dream come true for me. But there was a huge conspiracy thing and whatever, and people began, like all of her fans started to attack me. You know, and I still get it every single day online. Oh, you're so ugly, die, kill yourself, I want to stick a knife in your throat, like the craziest things.
Wow, so, unbelievable.
And how I choose to deal with it is just to write songs about it, you know, and sometimes I'll even tweet them back or go F yourself link.
I think that's like a constant response.
Yeah,
I love that.
They're like, oh my god, did you see what she just responded to me?
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
It's hard. I really try not to respond.
Sure.
But then occasionally I find when I do, they'll come back and be like, oh, I just wanted to get your attention, I love you. So it's sometimes that's all it is them trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
But yeah, my advice is just to let it go.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're always going to have people who don't like you. And unfortunately,
That's
social
true.
media, it's worse because you used to not be able to connect with people around the world who don't like you. But
Right now they have access to you 24/7.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Cosmo?
Yeah, for me, I mean, bullying was, I can't think of a time when I wasn't bullied as a child. I mean, I grew up in a very Caucasian town, and I am biracial, and there was only one other biracial kid where I grew up, and so that was a thing. I was skinny, like she said. I was anorexic because I was skinny. I mean, that's my body type, and it doesn't matter. I mean, there's many body types, and apparently that's a problem for people if you're small, but I dealt with that, and I had curly hair, so people would tell me they would make screen names telling me to die, and just a lot of stuff. And I mean, at one point I actually left high school because my grades were starting to suffer because I didn't want to be dealing with these people. I didn't want to confront them. And, you know, I just wish I could tell my younger self, like, these people don't matter. These people, like, friggin' go to school, do your homework. That's all you're there for. These people, you're not marrying these people. These people aren't paying for your college. They're not paying for your bills. They're not giving you a paycheck. These people don't matter in school.
We're never going to see them again. So.
And you know, one thing that I really realized is that like being called ugly, being like torn down, if I wouldn't have been torn down like that, I wouldn't have found my strength.
Wow.
And if I wouldn't have been told I was ugly, I wouldn't have searched for my beauty.
Oh,
and
that's
I channeled
beautiful.
that, and I, you know.
That was. Let's do a song about that.
Someone else said that. I forgive me for not knowing who originally said that.
It's beautiful.
Very similar, but you know, I turned all that negativity into a positive and I put that into art in every way I could.
It's so important to do.
If you find an outlet.
Absolutely. Well, and in a way too, and I want to hear your story, but you also then found each other and you have these stories. And what was your story?
Yeah, well, me and my twin brother grew up together, so it was a lot of the similar stuff. And being young and having a mother with cancer, like people at school would always like bully us and call her a retard because she talked weird and stuff like. In being biracial as well, like Cosmo, and growing up, whether it's a bad neighborhood or a great neighborhood, going to school and people like teasing you, not ever really feeling like you fit in with a certain demographic.
Right, never feeling
This demographic will make fun of you, you go to this one, and not really knowing where you fit in. But I think, like my brother said, that's also where you find yourself and just accept that, okay, I'm not that.
Right.
And I think all of us, even as friends before even starting the band, we kind of found that in each other, being like, we're a bunch of weirdos together.
You know, it's cool to be weird now. That's so trendy to be weird.
Like we don't fit in everywhere, and
that's okay.
And that's fine.
And that's great.
And I think a lot of people, once you accept that, you could only be awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
Very quickly, because we're running out of time, what's happening now and where can our viewers find you?
Yes.
Well, we're back in the studio. We've been on the road for the last 3 months.
Yeah.
We're back and we are working on our album.
Nice.
We're finishing it up, so just being in creative mode.
Congrats.
That's so great.
Shooting videos and recording every
Cranking
single
out
day.
content.
Yeah.
And where can they find you?
You could find us on Twitter at MyCrazyGFMusic, on Instagram at MyCrazyGirlfriend, at Facebook at MyCrazyGirlfriend. If you're too lazy to remember all of that, our website is mycrazygf.com.
Just Google them.
Google me, bro.
Yeah, I want to thank you.
Thank you
You really helped inspire and keep me going on my path of the BNN and seeing what you do and your song and who you are as people. So
yeah, we always say if anyone wants to like reach out to us, we're so accessible on Twitter, Instagram. If you're having an issue, like please come to us.
I love
amazing.
That. I want to thank my guests today, and you know that, remember that It Gets Better campaign? My Crazy Girlfriend is living proof. Thank you.
InReview.com.